Alright guys, welcome back. So today we're going to talk about Verasity because I know a lot of you guys love Verasity and you love seeing that content. And behind all the Celsius, Voyager, 3AC bankruptcies, I really wanted to talk about Verasity because they had an update to their tokenomics and their white paper. Now we're not going to talk about the white paper today, but we are going to take a look at their tokenomics because the changes in their tokenomics really impressed the crap out of me. So I really wanted to cover that in today's video. And if you're having the questions such as, will Verasity survive the crypto winter? Then the answer to that is a hard definitely. I really think that Verasity will survive and thrive not only the crypto winter, but the incoming bull run that's going to come after the crypto winter as well. So if you're new to this channel or you're a returning viewer and you have not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Go and smash that like and subscribe button. In return, I'll give you this happy little photo of a happy little dolphin. Otherwise, once you've got that done, let's jump right into it. So if you guys don't know what Verasity is, long story short, they basically handle ad fraud because when you watch things like YouTube videos or things like that, Facebook videos, there's a lot of bots that are watching those videos and Verasity is really solving that problem, removing the bot problem. So if you want to check out more about Verasity, I think I did a playlist right here, so make sure to check that out. But basically, this is a tokenomics update. This is an updated VRA Tokenomics article and with it, an updated white paper. Now, we're not going to talk about the white paper like I said. Now, the Verasity VRA Tokenomics, in their opinion, has not fundamentally changed. What has changed is the way that we position this information and make it clear and transparent to our community. And that is really helpful because I really found that VRA was really hard to understand prior to this update that they made. So with this article, I'm going to put this article in pinned comment. All past articles for their tokenomics are made obsolete. So we're going to use this article as a single source of information for tokenomics in the future. So first things first, let's talk about the tokenomics information. So the maximum total and circulating supply. The maximum total supply are 110 billion tokens. So for anyone who is well versed with supply, they would see this as a red flag. And the circulating supply being 10 billion. So this is around the same amount that, things like MATIC has. So those are very big supplies, but I think it's safe to say that the circulating supply can be really what we're looking at here because VRA's maximum and total supply includes this so-called proof of view marker tokens, POV tokens that are used within their ad stack and do not contribute to circulating supply. So they are not traded in the market. So total supply, which is reflected on third-party information sites, include all VRA issued minus tokens that have been burned, while the max supply refers to all coins that will ever come into existence. And you can see this in CoinGecko. There's max supply, all coins that will theoretically exist, and then total supply, which is all issued supply minus burned tokens, right? And I use CoinGecko over CoinMarketCap like they say because CoinMarketCap is manipulated. Tokens held on exchanges and third parties. So basically, large VRA wallets may be present on centralized exchanges. Now, these tokens are held on exchanges and they're not made available to trade on the open market at any one time. Instead, they're used by market makers to provide buys and sell liquidity. This is commonplace in crypto markets, and exchanges require tokens in order to provide a listing for VRA. So exchange wallets appearing in the top wallet holders by token amount is a normal part of providing liquidity to trading pairs. So if you see a big wallet, that will probably be an exchange, and that is okay, is what they're saying here, because they need to do that in order to provide liquidity so retail traders can actually trade VRA tokens. And because the daily trading volume is now high, they're required to make an adequate proportion of their tokens available for liquidity for these exchanges to trade. And exchanges won't screw this up because they make the money from the trades, right? They make the money from the fees. So that's why they also need a huge amount of VRA in order to accommodate for those trades. So with regards to team tokens and staking awards, almost 2.2 billion in total are reserved for operational and team requirements. That's going to be used for marketing purposes and operational purposes if and when required. Again, staking was extended from the 1st of April 2022, April Fools, at 18.25% until the 31st of March 2023. And this is something that I believe in more than, for example, things like Celsius and Voyager and what led to bankruptcies for both of those firms. Because with these, we know that their rewards are actually there. They set aside a certain amount of VRA tokens for staking. So you know that you're going to get paid when you stake with them. All right, now the funny part. So let's talk about these proof of view foundation tokens and the creation of corporate acquisition war chest. So for the POV, they had a 90 billion marker tokens available. So this is part of the total supply and the max supply. I don't know why they did it this way. They just did it this way, but that doesn't impact the circulating supply. And they also have a $10 billion foundation tokens necessary for meeting their business requirements as they'll discuss. So basically this 10 billion is going to affect circulating supply. Currently doesn't, but it will. The 90 billion will never. So POV marker tokens, they're exclusively minted and they're made available to the enterprise partners purely for POV utility. That means that they do not affect the VRA circulating tradable supply. What we care about as investors is this circulating supply, right? So that 90 billion is not going to dilute that, but the 10 billion war chest, that will. Centralized exchange partners, they know what those 90 billion are for, and they're satisfied, and they will not do anything to affect the circulating supply of VRA. So that 10 billion tokens that we were talking about, that's a war chest in order to fund potential corporate acquisitions to advance adoption of Veracity's technology. So this will actually impact the circulating supply at one point, which is what they said here. They will make their way back into the circulating supply should we make acquisitions, but we would expect the value of any company acquired to add value to our own market cap through the growth of Verasity as a whole. I don't know the numbers behind that because that is really subjective based on the person, right? So they're saying that any company that they acquire will help Verasity grow, which means that it will offset the dilution that will happen. So I don't really quite trust that. I'm just going to say that this circulating supply will be diluted by the 10 billion tokens war chest. 90 billion tokens proof of view marker tokens have already been issued. They will never be made available for trading outside of circulation within the proof of view system or used for corporate acquisition purposes. So the enterprise clients who uses the marker tokens actually have no means to manipulate, trade, or sell marker tokens, and they will never have control over these tokens outside of the ecosystem. They cannot send them outside Vera views. So if you want to know the reason behind the 90 billion tokens, it's basically each client that comes on board through 2022 and beyond, either through Brightcove or other avenues, they need a significant amount of VRA tokens as marker tokens in order to properly use Vera View's proof of view technology. So this has necessitated the need to issue 90 billion tokens to power their solution. So it's like startup capital from Veracity to all the clients that will start with them. So that 90 billion is startup capital basically, and as they mentioned, the tokens will not affect the tradable supply. So the role of the POV marker tokens, according to them, is when brands, agencies, or publishers leverage Vera Views at tech stack through Brightcove, they have to deposit VRA tokens to VRA Wallet to create an escrow pool. So they need VRA tokens first. So that VRA escrow pools is used to fund ad campaigns, and the profits generated from the mechanism are used by Veracity for operational expenses. So an ample supply of VRA is necessary to function the Vera View ad tech stack and a sustainable revenue model for Veracity as a business. So what I'm getting from this is basically the VRA tokens will be in the system, and they will basically, it's kind of like a game. They buy tokens in order to use those tokens, and the ad campaigns are basically money that's generated in fiat, right? Because the point of ads is to sell things, and if people buy things from you, then the more money you make from those ad campaigns, as long as you make more money than the cost of those ad campaigns, then you're gonna keep doing those ad campaigns, and that's ad revenue for Veracity. So lastly, it looks like they have deployed a token buyback and burn mechanism using a portion of their profits from Vera View. So basically from what I just talked about, and they will gradually burn the circulating VRA supply at regular intervals, which is a very, very good thing. So tokens to be burnt will be taken from the circulating supply that we had here, that is explained here, 10 billion tokens, and that will reduce the amount of VRA available to trade. So that's good because that makes the supply deflationary, which is very good. Further uses of VRA in the near future will be rolled out, including but not limited to the Veraverse NFT marketplace, and they're planning to use VRA for minting and issuing NFTs for marketplace purchases and for paying network fees. Man, that was a mouthful. So aside from that, they also have this VRA Tokenomics community FAQs that I thought I was going to go through, but basically everything has been answered through what I just went through with you. So I'll pin this in the references below in the pinned comment, and you can read through it if you want. But basically, I'd say that I'm pretty bullish on VRA because it looks like this ad stack, like spam bots and stuff like that, is huge. Why did Elon not buy Twitter, back out of the deal? It's because there's too many bot accounts, according to him, or maybe he just wanted to get out of that deal. And using bot accounts, if Twitter had Veracity catch its bot accounts, then basically Elon would not be able to back out of that deal. So what I see for Veracity is it has a bright future because with the ads and bot accounts, that is a real thing, and it's costing a lot of people and a lot of companies a lot of money. So I really think that right now Verasity is a good buy, but would I buy right now? I think it still has further to drop because we are not out of this bear market yet. Now, if you want to know when's a good time to dollar cost average into Verasity, then the easy way to do that is actually to comment down below for the YouTube algorithm. You want to know when to DCA into Verasity, and what can also help you is to smash that like and subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you know when the next video is out where I drop when should you buy Verasity. Of course, that is not financial advice. You have to do your own research before investing into any sort of altcoins. That includes Verasity or any other altcoins for that matter. Other than that, guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you got some value from it, then show your love by smashing the like button, smashing the subscribe button, and ring that notification bell. And remember, guys, continue working, continue building, continue inspiring. I'll see you next time.